Hey, it's Josh with the Peanut Gallery, giving you my thoughts on 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. This is a challenging one to analyze. It is undoubtedly the most off-the-wall entry in the 28 insert time period here later franchise. It's also the most frustrating. I'll admit that my expectations were pretty high going into this. The rave reviews and unavoidable buzz from Nia DaCosta's sequel had me fiending like the latest victim of the rage virus. There's a lot to like here, which is what makes the negatives that much more disappointing. Jack O'Connor returns as Jimmy Crystal, and it's crystal clear that he's still having a blast in the role. The actor excels in playing detached villains. Look no further than his terrifying yet tantalizing turn as Remick in Sinners. He's not as effective here, but that's through no fault of his own. Jimmy Crystal is simply a less interesting character. The sadistic zealot archetype is woefully overused in horror, so he blends in as just one among many. While the gifted actor breathes as much life as possible into the eccentric egomaniac, O'Connell deserves a more memorable mantle to mount. Thankfully, Ralph Fiennes' Dr. Kelson continues to be a highlight for the franchise. The enigmatic, isolated Doctor garners more of the spotlight in Bone Temple, and the additional screen time is a blessing. Fiennes adds depth to the most critical piece of the 28 Years movies. A performer of his stature is well suited to capture the complex individual at the forefront of unlocking the secrets of the rage virus. The Bone Temple's biggest problems are tone and pacing. There's a lot of pitch black comedy thrown in, particularly in Jimmy Crystal's gang of, well, Jimmys. Some of this lands, but most of it feels sorely out of place. It takes away from the grim reality the characters are facing. This imbalance is heightened by a somewhat erratic cadence. Following an appropriately brutal opening, the film struggles to maintain momentum. There are multiple occasions when an intense scene is followed by an ill-timed moment of comic relief. This kind of works once or twice, but its win percentage isn't anything to write home about. The Bone Temple isn't all that scary, but that's not an issue in itself. The 28 Years franchise has always been more interested in crafting unsettling sequences and generating thought-provoking questions than aiming for jump scares. It separates itself from much of the zombie movie crowd, with its emphasis on introspection. Unfortunately, Alex Garland's third script for the series doesn't hit the target square on in either department. The pinnacle of the movie's terror is a barn sequence that is sure to stick with even the most steel-stomached of horror veterans. It's equal parts thrilling and grotesque. And it's not just the gore that seals the deal, but the sheer evil enacted all in the name of a dubious, devilish deity. It really forces the viewer to look more closely at the virus and the survivors. If Garland and DaCosta focused more attention in creating moments like this, instead of levity and zany antics, then this would be a much different review. The follow-up to 28 Years Later is a step down from its predecessor, but it's still worth venturing to the theater for, especially for fans of the franchise. The third piece of the 28 Years Later trilogy has officially been greenlit, so here's to hoping for a satisfying closing chapter. As for the Bone Temple, I'm giving it a 6.75 out of 10. We'll see you on the next review.